Well, the NCAA tournament has wrapped, and there are a handful of players hoping a solid tournament run will give them a bounce headed into the NBA draft. Bobby, how much value do NBA executives put on the tournament, and how much should they?
Chris, it's part of the equation. I think when you look at a player's full body of work, either if it's a player who is a one and done or a player like the North Carolina's Justin Jackson, who's been in school for 3 years, you look at everything from conference play to tournament play, what maybe they've done in the offseason as far as playing in some world championship type level international play. And I think you can't get your arms wrapped around, a 2-game stretch, either if it's in the Final Four or the championship, if a player really jumps out at you. Making decisions like that where you get caught up in emotion will certainly come back and haunt you. We've seen that in years past here.
Bobby, if I was an NBA executive, a good NBA executive, which I'm not, I would not watch the tournament. I wouldn't watch any of it. I wouldn't want to see or allow a 6 or 7 game sample size at most sway my opinion on a guy. I'd want an NBA executive to be out there in the middle of the college basketball regular season. I would want him to be at these teams' practices. I want him to get to know every aspect of a player. And then when the tournament comes around, you have all the information you need. You don't need a tournament. In fact, I would prefer that the guy I like had a crappy tournament, that he didn't play well, that he got bounced in the first round. The tournament, there are far too many Derek Williams situations, guys that have great tournament runs that parlay that into a way too big a jump up the draft board. I think the tournament should be largely ignored to some degree.
Well, I agree with you, Chris. And I think if you're running a team, I think that in all seriousness, that should be something that you mentioned to your owner is that don't get caught up in the emotion over a 3-week period of a body of work of a player who has a good run. Chris, I was in New Jersey in 1995, and although this player had a great college career and led his team to a championship, and Ed O'Bannon from UCLA, we drafted him with the 8th or 9th pick in the draft, and he never materialized anything. And I think a lot of that is that you get caught up in the emotion, where in that case, O'Bannon, who was projected to go in the top 4, slid back to you in the later part of the lottery, and you were basing a lot of that off of him coming off a championship there.
Yeah, this is where owners actually become something of a liability there, because these guys do watch the NCAA tournament. They don't watch the college basketball regular season, and they can be fooled by a guy making a strong tournament run. All right, Bobby, great job as always. For more, check out thevertical.com.